Hey there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and a new card making video. This is episode 3 of my Stamp Set of the Month series for February 2023, in which I have been featuring the Tiny Spring Friends. Today, the Tiny Spring Friends are going to the farm. So I have a super cute Easel Slimline card for you today, and I'm giving it away to one of you. All you need to do to enter my little giveaway is to leave a comment below, and then on my next Stamp Set of the Month video, I will announce the winner and send the card off to one of you. Super easy, super simple. I love chatting with you guys. I love hearing what you have to say and just connecting with other people who love the same things I love. So leave me a comment and let me know what you think. And now it's time to start on episode 3, today's card. Here we go. All right, to go to the farm, my spring friends need a barn, and this is the Build-A-Barn set I've never used, and the Tiny Farm Friends I have never used. So we're going to pair these together. They go really well together. I'm excited about this pairing, and I am die cutting my barn from this gray wood grain weathered wood cardstock from Ranger and Tim Holtz. I'm adding barn door, like there's no guesswork in that. Barn door is the color I should make my barn, right? So I just ink blended right over the top of that paper and die cut out the barn, spritzed it with water. There was a lot of large drops that I was not expecting. This look, I was like, I don't know, it's a little extra, but spraying over the top of it really helped bring out more of the wood grain texture. And then I took my Lumberjack Plaid Distress Ink spray and put a drop of water with it, flicked it on with my little paintbrush, and oh my gosh, it looks just like blood. But it really, it really added to my barn. I really like how it ends up drying back. Also, I'm putting a lot of stuff on top of the barn. I did silver for my little roofs, my weather vane, and the star. I did white for the shutters, the door, and the windows. And then I did a little yellow that will back up behind the window, the door, and then I'll have a scrap piece that goes behind the shutters at the top, like the hayloft. So you just glue the white pieces to the yellow pieces to complete that look. Now the doors on the barn and the shutters will open. I like to use a little ruler there because it's such a skinny little area that folds back. And then once I have that figured out, or creased, I like to then glue my backing onto the shutter or to the door, so I'm not gluing my piece down over the scored line. So yeah, we're gonna put this all together, and I think my barn looks so much better with all the things. Plus I love like that old barn look. So I'm gonna glue down the doors first, and you will see right here how this transforms it, and it doesn't look so crazy. And the tiny little windows can go right here on either side of the door, and then I'll have the shutters go there at the top. Now that opening in the barn is because you can make a reveal wheel card with this where the picture can change in that little window. Well, I am not doing a reveal wheel here because I'm doing a different kind of card that's interactive, the Easel fold. So I'm going to just put the regular shutters there for this time. Then I added those roof pieces. Now I die cut these from some like brushed silver cardstock instead of mirror gold because I wanted them to, you know, seem a little bit older. I felt like if I put mirror silver, not gold, cardstock on there, it would look too shiny and new. So the brushed kind of gives it that galvanized look. So I'm loving that barn. It's so cute. So I am adding my Tiny Farm Friends. There's a farmer, a cow, a pig, and a chicken. And then from my Tiny Spring Friends, I have the girl with the watering can, the bunny, the chick, the eggs, and the flowers. So I just felt like these went so good together because the farmer needs a friend. Then from this stamp set here, the Hey There, I am taking the fence piece, there's a speech bubble, and there's a large egg. I don't end up using that large egg at all, but I thought I might, so I stamped it out. I did these on white cardstock with Memento black ink so I could do Copic coloring. I also stamped out a bunch more fence pieces and talk bubbles and eggs and flowers and baby chicks. So I would have a lot of images to fill up my scene. And then I set to Copic coloring these out, I just added a little bit of my N1 marker to create shadows because I wanted a white picket fence. For my eggs, I wanted brown eggs. They just seem so farmy to me. So I colored those out to be brown. And then I have my farmer who's going to have some light blue overalls. I really wanted a little bit of a dusty look to this card. I didn't want so much bright, vibrant colors, but more muted. So you can see like his shirt, I kind of made a darker red, like a barn red color. And then I colored his hair to be gray. And once I add the white gel pen, it really gives it that gray look. By the way, my farmer's name is Matthew. In case you were wondering, and he's getting older, and working the farm by himself is hard. He didn't have kids of his own, and so he adopted a little child to help on the farm. He thought it was going to be a boy, but it wasn't. It was a girl. Does this story sound familiar? Her name is Anne with an E, and her hair is red. And if you know the story that I'm talking about, then we're already friends. So I am so inspired on this card by Anne of Green Gables. It's one of my favorites. I love the version with Megan Follows. If you're with me, let me know. Anne with an E, the new one on Netflix. I had a harder time getting into because that's not Matthew. Like, Matthew Cuthbert is a person to me, and he looks like that, and Anne is this girl. So it was hard for me to watch the newer one, even though my daughter loved it. So if you have the same dilemma, I would love to know. Tell me in the comments below. Okay, so I'm coloring out my chicks and my chicken. Look, do you see the chicken in the Tiny Farm Friends is like the perfect mama chicken to go with the little tiny baby chick in the Tiny Spring Friends. I love it. Plus I can add a bunny to the farm, and I've got these flowers to kind of dress things up. The pile of eggs is like the perfect size to go with all the things. So I thought it was a really good combination. There's all the markers I used. I'm adding my white gel pen highlights to all the things. It's kind of hard to see because the images are so tiny, but I did add white gel pen to them all, and I just thought they turned out really cute. So speaking of accents, I accented the fence post with this black marker that has a very fine tip, and just put 2 dots at the top and the bottom of each of those vertical pieces to look like nails. And I thought, love is in the details. I had to do it. Here's all the things die cut out and ready to go on my card, but my card isn't quite ready, so let's make the background. This is the easel fold part of the card. It's 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, scored at 4 inches and 2 inches. I'm going to use some Stormy Sky ink to add some color to the top of this. And now you've heard this before if you've watched my videos. I don't like my inking to be perfect on my skies. I like there to be white showing, and this one I didn't want to get too heavy-handed, so I just went around the edges and left some white there in the center, and my barn's going to cover up a lot of that. For the bottom half of the card, I'm using Mowed Lawn, and I am going to completely cover this. I wanted more saturated ink on this panel because I am going to do some spraying and spritzing, but I didn't want to wet the top part because it's going to fold. It's an interactive piece, so I did no splattering on the blue part, only splattering on the green part. And I did an extra 1-inch piece, and that is so I can die cut out a piece of grass for that. Here I have some more Distress ink spray. This is the Oxide in Rustic Wilderness. That took a minute. And now I have my 2 pieces ready to go and put together my card with. So for this piece, there's a little tab at the top, a little scored section that I added double stick tape to, and of course glue, because I'm all about good adhesion, especially on pieces that are interactive. I'm putting this at the top of my card, and it's that easy. Boom, done. A very easy interactive card that did not require a die to create the interactive piece. Love it. All right, so then the grassy piece I stuck down at the bottom. Well, it's the grassy area. The actual grass piece that I'm die cutting with the grassy border, that's going to go at the top and just help the 2 pieces kind of become more cohesive. They kind of go together better with that grassy piece, and I like that. So that will be where my barn sits, but I don't want to stick the barn down to the top of the card, so I'm just going to draw a little line there, and you could back this barn with another die cut to kind of hide you know, there's all those glued pieces. You could make the back a little bit more fancy. You could totally do that. But I'm going to put my adhesive below that pencil line, and I'm using double stick tape and glue, just again for really strong adhesion. Plus the glue helps me be able to move this around if I feel like I didn't get it right where I wanted the first time. So there you can see the easel part of the card. Then I took all my stamped images and I just set to laying them out how I thought I might like them to go. And I needed to do that so I could figure out where those little talk bubbles go, because in the Tiny Farm Friends, there are the words moo, oink, and cluck, and I really wanted to use those because I thought it was so cute. Plus there's a talk bubble in the Hey There stamp set, that bigger one that has the farm scenes, the cow and the sheep and all that, and I just thought it was so fun to use on this card. So I'm going to start gluing down all the things, and when everything's in place, when I've laid it out beforehand, it makes it so much easier, and I just like doing it that way. It kind of takes the guesswork out, and then I can just go super fast and glue everything down. At least it seems super fast when you speed it up on video. So there's all my cute little things. I added the weather vane to the top of the barn, also die cut from that brushed silver. And then my chicks are the little cute things that are inside the barn because they're brand new. They're just born, so they had to be in the barn. All right, so I'm going to use sentiments from this Hey There set, but I wanted to show you from the herd is also in the Tiny Friends. It's just a little bit smaller, a tiny bit smaller. So I'm going to stamp Hey There, Happy Birthday from the herd, and I'm going to put part of the sentiment on that easel side of, or the inside of the easel of the card. Yeah, so I just cut around those so they were smaller. I'll be truthful with you guys, I cut these with my scissors. My trick is to use long-handled scissors, so when you're cutting them apart you only have to take one snip and not go snip, 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 if that makes sense. Yeah. So then I added my little friends, gluing them in place, and I think the girl with the watering can is perfect for the farm. She's out there doing work, right? And then from the herd, I added to a banner, which was white, and I just colored it using that same Stormy Sky ink. And then I'm going to add 3 more banners behind this to make it thicker. I'm going to put that on the inside of the card, and this will be the piece that actually holds the easel part so that it stands up. And again, liquid glue so I can scoot it if I need to. I just put the barn right where I wanted it to be when it would stand open, and then added that sentiment. I had to stamp a few more critters to add to the inside of this card. I decided to do a little brown cow, and I think he's cute, and then a couple more chicks with him, which makes him even cuter. And then I added the sun and the cloud. I have used this village stamp set, this image, on every card in this month's series. Every Tiny Spring Friends card has that stamp in it. Can you believe that? That's crazy. Okay, so I added this to my card base, which is 8.5 by 3.5. And those 2 pieces that created the front part of the easel card, I attached them down to a panel that was 8.25 by 3.25. Sorry I didn't say that sooner, but I'll put the measurements for you in the description box below in case you want to create this for yourself, which by the way would make me so happy. I would love it. So there is my Slimline Easel card taking my Tiny Spring Friends to the farm. Now, don't forget, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think of this card because I'm giving it away to one of you. I will draw that out and I will announce it the second Thursday in March, which will be the kickoff for my Stamp Set of the Month series for March. I will see you guys again very soon. Happy stamping. Bye.